When someone mentions Netflix, what comes to your mind? Perhaps too expensive? While that is true, what about the second? It's definitely Stranger Things, the series that made Netflix a global name. I mean, seriously, no one outside the USA knew that Netflix was so big and had such a huge library. House of Cards and Daredevil were popular series, but they were nowhere close to the fandom that Stranger Things amassed in just one season, which was only 8 episodes long. Now that filming has begun for the 5th and final season, we have to ask the question, is it still as popular as before? Was the 5th season really needed? Let's find out. Actors like Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhard, and Noah Schnapp became overnight stars thanks to Stranger Things. Millie Bobby Brown gained a whopping 17 million followers within 2 months on Instagram. The series was insanely popular worldwide, and Season 2 was the second most pirated series besides Game of Thrones. I noticed it when the Season 2 trailer was launched at the 2017 Comic-Con, featuring Michael Jackson's Thriller. The trailer was so good that I couldn't resist watching the first season, and I binge-watched it in just one day, which is a big achievement for someone like me who likes to watch one episode per day. This was undoubtedly one of the best shows on TV ever. It was exciting and emotionally connecting, making it a treat to watch. And then came the second season, and it didn't disappoint either. It was exciting and emotionally relatable, with a character development of Eleven and the other kids who were growing up and facing different challenges in their friendship. There is a saying that it's better to stop while everyone asks why, instead of why not. That's exactly what I asked the makers after watching the second season. Why not just end it with Season 2? I mean, seriously, Season 3 seemed so forced to me. Everything that was happening made no sense. Once the door was closed to the upside-down realm, the story was over. Goodbye. Ciao. Well, in accordance with the brilliant rule number 56 of the Film and Web Series Act, every exceptional story must be stretched so long that the audience is practically begging for a rescue team. Because who doesn't love when a good tale turns into an endurance test, right? Brilliant strategy to keep everyone glued to their seats, eagerly awaiting the end. Or maybe just a snack break. Season 3 was so brilliantly baffling in numerous ways that I felt like I stumbled into a soap opera where logic had taken a permanent vacation. Yet, you endure the nonsensical roller coaster because, well, you've already invested an eternity into these characters. The Duffer Brothers insisted that they had always envisioned it as a 5-season story, but that commitment seemed shakier than a house of cards after the second season. There were plot holes bigger than black holes and an absurd amount of time wasted on unnecessary or forced team-ups. Because the world demanded more of Steve's babysitting escapades and his bromance with Dustin, which, let's be real, became prime meme material, they decided to give it another whirl. But this time, they threw in Maya, the most captivating character ever. Said no one ever. Seriously, why is she even there? The story would have sailed smoothly without her. And by the way, her character becomes even more riveting and meaningful in the 4th season. Note the sarcasm. So, our trio is investigating inside a colossal warehouse operated by Russians. Yep, you heard that right. Russians running a secret operation inside the USA, complete with the Russian army, Russian scientists, and a gargantuan bunker underground equipped with all kinds of technology to reopen the gateway to the Upside Down.
What? What the fuck?
I guess the entire American government, CIA, and FBI decided to take a collective vacation or something. Never mind. Let's now delve into the riveting world of Eleven and her friends. The best way to encapsulate their current escapades is by saying they're all in love with each other. Eleven and Mike are obviously entangled in a love saga, Max secretly pines for Lucas while pretending not to, and Dustin is navigating a long-distance relationship with someone he met on the radio. Meanwhile, Will is shedding tears because the others have no time for a riveting game of Dungeons and Dragons with him. Don't worry, my friend, you'll understand their situation when you fall in love. Oh, you're already in love? Why can't kids just be friends, for heaven's sake? How old are they supposed to be here? 12, 13? When I was that age, I didn't even know the spelling of love.
a minute! Who are you?
Ah, the good old days. All those romantic scenes, or supposed to be romantic scenes, look dumb as heck and so forced. There is zero chemistry between Max and Lucas. They don't even look like friends. And then we have Max's stepbrother Billy, who gets possessed by some kind of spirit or something, turning him into an even bigger douchebag than he already was. He dies in the end in a dramatic fashion, trying to save his sister, whom he insulted at every given opportunity. Now, are we supposed to feel sad at his death? I was honestly yawning while he was killed by this big, bad, spider-type monster almost the size of Godzilla, but no one seemed to notice its majestic journey from wherever it came to this big mall. Then comes Season 4, which has been split into 2 parts. This is just what we needed, right? A story that keeps going and going and going, like the Energizer Bunny on steroids. Netflix employing their brilliant strategy of splitting a season into 2 parts, making us wait like we're in some kind of twisted form of storytelling purgatory before we can decide to cancel our subscription. I'm not sure if it's working, considering that Netflix has been losing subscribers in a free fall since the lockdown was lifted. Well, never mind that. Let me get back to the topic. Before I delve into Stranger Things Season 4, I need to discuss 3 important aspects of storytelling that can make or break a story: purpose, conviction, and consequences. Let me explain this with an example. The perfect illustration for these 3 would be Game of Thrones, excluding the final 2 seasons, which were screwed up big time. In the first season, we are hit with a huge shock when Ned Stark is executed. It's incredibly shocking and almost unbelievable to see the main protagonist being killed off in the first season. But did it turn fans away from watching the second season? Not at all. In fact, it only heightened the curiosity for everyone to see what the consequences of this action would be. Cersei Lannister had perfectly valid reasons for her actions. Instead of killing Ned Stark, they had continued the confrontation between Cersei and Ned. It would have led to dragging the story to save a fan-favorite character, making Game of Thrones just another series among the thousands. This is precisely what went wrong with Stranger Things after Season 2. There seemed to be no purpose to continuing the story, with events lacking consequences or having consequences that were not worth the build-up. None of the characters' arcs seemed convincing. In the second season, they killed off a fat guy who was Joyce's boyfriend. Don't ask me his name.
Oh, Sam.
And in the third and fourth, they killed Billy and Hopper, and then some funky guy who looked like a cockroach in leather jackets. Out of those 4 deaths, the one that stayed in memory was Hooper sacrificing himself to save others who were like his family. This could have been a great arc for him, and a compelling reason for others to avenge his death in the next season, but surprise, surprise, he's not dead. He survives a laser explosion inside a closed chamber and is inexplicably transported to Russia. Holy Mother of Christ! Believe me, the irony isn't over yet. To rescue him, Joyce embarks on a transcontinental journey in a plane that's more duct tape than aircraft, defying all laws of physics and aviation logic. Fuel capacity? Who cares? Netflix didn't get the memo about long-haul flights, apparently. Why not just let him die and finish the character arc? They did recover somewhat in the second part of the 4th season with the backstory of Vecna and the origin of the Upside Down. However, in the first 2 seasons, they never mentioned Vecna, which means that this was not the Duffer Brothers' original plan. They continued to come up with new plans as they went on. Even though the purpose of Vecna was good, there were never any consequences or convincing elements. For being revealed as a powerful and ruthless antagonist, Vecna did nothing except kill 2 pesky kids, which did not contribute to the narrative. A powerful force that, instead of wreaking havoc, takes the time to kill a couple of kids. Really keeping us on the edge of our seats there. Max, our plot-armored superhero, narrowly escapes not once but twice, and guess how she escapes the first time? Proving that even the laws of probability bow to the almighty plot armor. And don't get me started on the climax. A battle against vines that seemed more interested in giving our protagonist a stylish necktie than actually, killing them.
A few moments later. 1 eternity later.
hours of suspense as we watch the main characters struggle against the deadly embrace of mildly aggressive plants. By the end of Season 4, everyone's fine and dandy, except for Max, who's in a coma. But don't worry, she's probably just taking a power nap before her grand return in Season 5, because, really, why let a character rest in peace when you can keep them hanging by a thread for the sake of another season? Bravo, Netflix, bravo! If you found this response entertaining, go ahead and give it a virtual high five by hitting that like button. If you're just busting with opinions, or just feel like sharing your thoughts, drop them like it's hot in the comments section below. For a front row seat to all the future shenanigans, make sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that bell icon, because, let's be honest, who doesn't want a notification squad? Until next time, enjoy the chaos and farewell.